CrabCakes. I'm Emil Hinault. This is Pensy and Zephyr. And this is the Big Crab Cake channel. Happy Valentine's Day. Today we're going to make a Department 56 Valentine scene. Department 56 has actually made a number of buildings and accessories specifically for Valentine's Day, although everything we use in our village isn't necessarily going to be that way today. But one of them in particular is the one we're going to open up. It is the CUPID'S card shop. Now, if you take a look at this box, you see it looks very worn. This is actually one that I picked up used. I found it at a train show. You can find them sometimes at yard sales, estate sales, flea markets. And in this one, the outer cover is very faded. I believe it was kept out in a garage, and so it was heating and cooling for years, and dust caused fading. But I'm pretty sure it's never been opened from the look of the tape in here. So we're going to find out whether we got a good deal or not, because we only paid $20 for this. So let's take a look at this one. This really has never been opened. This is the original tape. Oh yeah, this is in good shape. Here we have it. This piece by Department 56 is titled Cupid's Card Shop, and it's part of the Snow Village Celebrate Love series. It was first sold in 2005, and it was retired in 2006. Its model number is 56.55384. It runs on batteries, or when using the included adapter, it can be used with a regular light cord. It comes with a built-in LED light that can be run off batteries. There's a little switch in the back. That's very nice. All right. And now some accessories. This odd-shaped collar can be substituted with 4 screws for the LED light that's fixed in the bottom. They do that so you could put this on a mantle or something like that where there's no electric plug, is why that's in there. But if you wanted to use the sort of conventional light that plugs in and that you have in most of your Department 56 pieces, you would substitute this, get this big circle in it, and you could snap a light in there. So that's nice to have. It also comes with a sign. It says Cupid's Card Shop. It goes somewhere. Right up here. There's a little hole for it there. And it comes with, oh, nice, a little statue of Cupid. And that goes up at the top of the spire. So there you have it. It's not exactly a barn find. We found it at a train show where I find you can get some really good deals on Department 56 villages. Trains and Department 56 villages collection go together, but very often at these train shows where everything is focused on the trains, when somebody is setting up and selling used Department 56 pieces, you can usually get them at very good prices. So this was a pretty good find. Now let's take it to our table and make a scene. You want to make a scene, girls? All right, let's do it. Okay, let's get started. Well, since it's part of the Snow Village collection, but it's very much part, I would say, of the city buildings that they make for Snow Village, as opposed to the residential area. And this appears to be something that would be sitting on a street corner. So we're going to set up a city scene, and we're going to use 2 other buildings, one on this side and one going down the side street. Also from Snow Village collection and city-oriented buildings. But here we are at the kitchen table this week, and underneath this is glass. So we want to protect it. We have a tablecloth, which is great. But we're going to use a piece of styrofoam, like we like to do. Further protection, and also the ability to hide wires, stick trees in it, glue things down with hot glue or something else. It's just nice to have a base that you can work with something like styrofoam. We keep lots of styrofoam from any time we get packages, and we also have some pieces that we have that are just 1/2 inch half-inch insulation pieces of styrofoam from the hardware store. Here's one big piece that came from something recently. We don't need it to be this big, so we're gonna cut it down using my favorite specialty knife, just an old steak knife. I love using an old steak knife. This is just sort of kind of the junky steak knife like they used to give away at gas stations a long time ago. So let's cut this down so we have something to work with, but not so much. We're just gonna cut a little bit of the crease. Don't wanna make too much of a mess, and snap it. Okay, so start with that. Now we just need two other buildings. Let's turn Cupid. The snap of a finger will bring them in. Okay, first one we're going to add is the Hope Chest Consignment Shop. It is part of the Department 56 original Snow Village. Its model number is 56.55367. It was originally introduced of December of 2004 and retired in December of 2006. I think this works well size-wise and appearance-wise. A lot of the Christmas in the City things are sort of more of a flat finish. So we want to stay with the Snow Village pieces because they're similar in size. This Christmas in the City is a little smaller, and these have this glossy finish, so they look great. One little problem though, we're making a Valentine scene, so it's supposed to be February. And this still has Christmas wreath on it on the front. There's two things we can do. These are just glued on. We can take this off and then hot glue it back on later. But this isn't really sort of a permanent fixture. I mean, we're just doing this for Valentine's Day. We want to avoid seeing the wreaths and the garland that's there. So let's try turning it sideways, and we'll expose this because this is the main piece, and this is sort of a backdrop piece. Now, we can set it back in like this, where they're sort of lined up like tin soldiers, which may be more realistic, but it isn't all that interesting. If we offset it just a little bit, then we create a little bit of a corner, possibly a corner park or something like that. So let's try that. Now for our other side, we're picking a building that is in this strange looking box in terms of Department 56. That's not a Department 56 box, but it really is. It is part of the Department 56 Merryville series Time to Celebrate collection, and it is the Petals and Stems Flower Shop. And this was part of a one-year production run in 2004. And its serial number is 20-89101. We've used this before for Easter. We do an Easter layout. This works really well. But I think it's going to be just nice for this too. That's a classic styrofoam box packaging. There we go. Got a little finial that sits in the top. It's a 3-piece set. It comes with the flower shop. I think it looks nice here. A garden bench with a slightly bent light, doesn't light, street light. And also a tree. This tree has flowers on it, or petals that are coming out. I don't think this really fits in so much for February. I think the trees still aren't gonna have leaves and definitely not gonna have flowers yet in most situations. So we're not gonna use this. We'll keep that for Easter. Okay, before we move on, let's clean up a little bit of the styrofoam. Turn this a bit. All right, so we're not going to do an entire street scene, but we're certainly going to want to do some sidewalks, I think, to make this look good. And we can use the Department 56 sidewalk, that sort of rubber thing that they come up with that rolls out. Looks decent enough. But we've actually created our own that we've printed out on glossy photo paper. So we worked with a lot of different samples to get the right one. And we feel the scale of this is just about perfect for Christmas in the city, and is also very good for Snow Village. I mean, they're very close. So what we've done, once we got it, is we saved this as a PDF, and you can download it for free at TheBigCrabCake.com. So my recommendation though is that when you print it out on glossy photo paper, because there's a little bit of a shine to these buildings. It shows up nicer in photographs, and it doesn't look like some faded piece of paper. So to download this, go to TheBigCrabCake.com, click on the More button, the drop-down menu, and go to Useful Stuff. It's early on in the development of that, so there's really only one thing of useful stuff, which is the download of this PDF, and you're welcome to use it as often as you like. It's a free download. So let's start off with this. It does have white edges, so we're going to cut those off. I like to use scissors, but I also have one of those straight slice guides if something really matters. But again, on something temporary, scissors are just fine. We have the slide blade paper cutter, which is really great for precision cutting. I don't think we're really worried about super precision on a temporary display, so we'll use scissors. All right, that gives us our sidewalk and our sort of pocket park. Now, let's make a sidewalk for the front. Since we won't have a small park area across the front, we don't need this much width, so we're just going to cut this in half. You can actually cut it into very thin strips too, and use it as the brick sidewalks to the front of a house or something like that, you know, in another part of a village. This brick sidewalk pattern has a lot of uses, and you save a lot of money over having to buy the rubber one. And I think it looks better, or looks different. I mean, they're all good, but I think it looks pretty good. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. You can see the edges just stick up a little bit here and here. We're gonna leave that for now and see if some of our accessories will hold that down. And if not, we'll just hold it down with a little spot of hot glue. First accessory we're going to use is the Department 56 seasonal lamppost. Is model number 56.53048. It comes with 4 lampposts and 32 banners. So for each lamppost, there are 8 different seasons. There's Halloween, Christmas, birthday, Easter, and we're going to use the Valentine's Day banners. So to make a village come alive, you really need to have people. Since it's Valentine's Day, I think we're going to have couples. One of them is the Snow Village Things Go Better with Coke, number 4036578. It does sort of have a period look to it because the letterman's jacket on the guy and the poodle skirt, the girl, is probably going to take this back to, I guess, 1956, probably, more likely than not. So let's have them, looks like they're walking and sharing a Coke. I think it's nice when they're walking into a scene. These are always tough when you're making a sidewalk scene because the scale of the buildings and the people, very different. And the street lamp accessory is relatively short compared to the scale of the people, but that's okay. Looks like they have fresh bottles of Coke that they just opened, so I think we need a Coke machine. To go with that theme, adding this piece, it is the Department 56 Coke Adds Life accessory. The model number for this is 4044870. So we'll put this here because they're walking, the couple that has Coke already is walking away from the machine. Put this down here. The machine was just sitting off to the side. All right, now let's add an older couple. Not everybody's young. We're going to add the Snow Village accessory piece called Taking the Girls for a Walk. It's a couple taking their dogs for a walk. Maybe we'll put them going down the sidewalk. The model number for Taking the Girls for a Walk is 6001690. And the last piece we're going to add isn't a couple, it's one person, but he's got a lot of friends, and it's called Who's Walking Who? It reminds me of New York City when you see the dog walkers that are paid to walk 6 or 7 dogs at a time or more. I always think that's fascinating how they do it. But it's interesting, and Department 56 caught on to that and created this piece. It is the Department 56 accessory called Who's Walking Who. Its model number is 56-55260. And he's got his hands full. Our village is starting to come to life, but it's details that make the difference and that make something appear to be more realistic. And I think even looking at this, it looks like there's something missing. So let's see what other accessory we might want to add to this. All right, let's start off with a city-style corner street sign. It is part of a set of 6 street signs that was introduced in 1989. And the serial number for these signs is 5167-5. See that it wobbles a little bit. That one's light. It's not very heavy. And if we were going to make this not even permanent, but something that was going to sit around for even a few weeks, we would definitely hot glue that down. Another accessory we're going to add is a mailbox. It is the Village Post Box with Wreath, and it is serial number 800018. Again, the wreath is something that really wouldn't be timely for Valentine's Day, but we're only doing this scene sort of from a front view, so we're just going to turn it around and hide the wreath. The next accessory that we'll add, that I think will go nicely here without overdoing it, comes from a 2-piece set called the Village Fire Hydrant and Newspaper Box Set. So the old style newspaper box, don't see a lot of these anymore. And we still have fire hydrants, of course. Another accessory that I think will look nice here is this. It's older. It is the Village Parking Meter set of 4. They are hand-painted metal. It's a hand-painted metal accessory. These are ceramic, these are metal. And the serial number for this is 802461. These are nicely detailed. They actually have some fine writing on it. There's it says park on the side. There's a handle to turn, and inside a little red flag. I guess this one doesn't have change in it. On the other side, it says 5 cents. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, that looks good. And we have a couple of village benches. Let's put one here in the park. See if there's room for two. Yeah, there is, but we don't need that. One's good. Now, one other tiny accessory we're going to add is this little package. It looks like a birthday present, or could be Valentine's Day present. It is a package with a white ribbon. The package is colored robin's egg blue, and it looks like the kind of package that you would get at the Tiffany & Company jewelry store, most famously on Fifth Avenue in New York City. And if it looks like it might come from Tiffany's, it's because it does. We're going to talk about that in a future video. And so for now, it's just our little bit of Easter egg. Lets us know that there is a very strong tie-in between our Christmas village that we'll be building this year and the Tiffany's department store in New York City. So we're going to leave this on the bench. Somebody left this here by accident. Maybe they're coming back for it. Now, we're not going to, right now, make a street. We do have some street printouts that are decent, but not great yet, to where I'm comfortable putting them up as PDFs on the website. But I would say later this year we'll do that. But I'm not going to do that today. I think we'll add one car, because it's Valentine's Day, we're going to add a red car. This is a 1/32nd scale car, which is actually a little bit big. Normally we're using 1/43rd. And this is by the Signature Company. It's a pretty nice car. It's not a lot of detail, but it fits into this village where it's not necessarily needing to be the sort of center of attention of the village. We're just doing it really because it's a red car. So let's park this on our street. Now it's still looking a little flat. We need to give a little bit of height. So we have a series of trees that would be good here. We have very tall, small, medium. Let's go with a couple of medium trees. Okay, so this is a typical Department 56 tree. Got a couple of birds in it. And because of the way it's stored in the box, it's all straight up. So you're supposed to pull these out and unfold them, branches in different directions. If you wanted to keep it somewhat realistic looking, you have to think that the way a tree grows, all branches are going out reaching for the sun. Consequently, it shouldn't be turned back in. It should be fanned out. In reaching for the sun. Now we're going to open those up. Just to give it a more realistic canopy. This one has a lot of curved ends to it because we had it stuffed in a box. So it takes a little bit more work. I think that'd be just fine. We'll add one in the back. We'll use a taller one to give it sort of a, I don't know, a frame. Let the eye know where the end is. Do that down here. It doesn't really look that great. I think we'll move this to here as though it was sort of in the backyard of these houses that were converted into stores. And perhaps a smaller one down the street would look better, because that is the way perception is, and perspective. Things that are farther away appear to be smaller. So we'll add a small tree here. That looks a lot better. That looks pretty good. All right, now the couple over here with the Coke machine, getting ready to have a snowball fight. So it must have snowed. So we're gonna have a little snow we need to put down. We see snow on the trees and some of the buildings. So, you know, it is the beginning of February. There's no reason there shouldn't be snow. I'm going to use fresh fallen snow. My trusty bag that's running low. I've got other bags also, but I think it's the best. There are other brands of fake snow for modeling, but in my opinion, Department 56 fresh fallen snow gives the best appearance. So let's sprinkle a little bit of this around. We're gonna let it fall just like it would regularly. We'll let a bunch be on the bench and the car because they've been parked for a while. So there you have it, Valentine's Day display. Department 56 doesn't just have to be for Christmas. It can be for basically all the holidays or any time at all, really, that isn't even a holiday. We are going to be doing a temporary Halloween village later this year. We're going to be doing an Easter village. And of course, we're going to be doing our semi-permanent Christmas village. And who knows what other scenes will develop along the way, because there will be. So you're going to want to stop back for that. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell. Appreciate you coming by, and we look forward to seeing you next time on the Big Crab Cake channel.